Dr.Ashwin Dobariya welcomes you to Programming in C practical video series. In this video, we will discuss a Floyd triangles. What is Floyd triangles? So the structure of the Floyd triangles is like that. 1 in first row, it display 1, then 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this is the structure of Floyd triangles. So let's start how we can think about the logic of this Floyd triangle. In this triangle, if we analyze the number in output, so in first line it display only 1. In second line it start from 2 and 3. Then in third line it will start from 4. It means whatever the last value in the previous line, it is the starting of next line. This is the general logic. Another thing is when we think about the logic of triangle, first for loop we have to think for number of lines. So here we want to print 5 lines. So one for loop, outer for loop, we will start from I is equal to 1, I less than 5, I plus plus, because we want to print 5 lines. Another thing is in each and every line we want to display how many numbers? So that is responsible for j. So we know that in first line j, it means inner loop should execute only one time. So j start from 1 and up to 1. Then in second line j loop or inner loop should be executed 2 times. So starting from 1 to 2. Then similarly in third line it should execute 3 times, 4 line 4 and 5. So here j always start with 1. So j start with 1 and the value of the ending limit of that counter variable is the depends on I. So for j is equal to 1, j less than I and j plus plus. But very important, generally the value of j or I we use for printing a value. But here the value is little bit different. So we can think a different logic. Here we know that the first number start from 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what we will do? We will take one third variable like a p, and initially we assign p is 1, right? So what happened when I is equal to 1? Let me start the execution. First time when we execute this program, then cursor bring at the top left corner and I is equal to 1, I less than 5. It means the outer loop will execute 5 times. When I is equal to 1, when we are in a first line, then inner loop will execute only one time. So j is equal to 1, j less than or equal to 1, j plus plus. So first time it display the value of p. Here p is initialized by 1 because we want to start printing with the 1. Then what will happen? Once p is printed over here, right? Then what it will do? P will be increment by 1. So now p becomes 2. Again j is increment by 1. It means j becomes 2. But here the condition become false, then this loop will be terminated. And now we want to move the cursor on the next line. So after this loop, the printf/n will execute. So cursor will move to the next line. Again, I will be increment by 1. So I becomes 2. Now 2 is less than 5. Condition becomes true. Now the inner loop will execute. Now j start from 1 and j less than or equal to 2. So this loop will execute 2 times, but now we know that the previous value of p is 2. So it will display 2 over here and then it will increment by 1. So now p becomes 3. Here again j increment by 1, it means j becomes 2. Again condition becomes true. Now the old value of p is 3, then it display 3 over here, cursor move over here. Then p increment by 1. So now p becomes 4. Again j is increment by 1, but this time condition become false. But now see the value of p is 4. Then what happened? When this loop is terminated, /n will execute and cursor move to the next line. Again I increment by 1, it becomes 3. Now the inner loop will start from j is equal to 1 and less than 3. So it means it will execute 3 times. So now first time p old value is 4, so it display 4, cursor move at the near position. Again is increment by 1, means it become 5. Now j becomes 2. Again condition becomes true. It will display the value of p 5 over here. Then again it increment by 1, 6. Again j is increment by 1, j becomes 3, condition becomes true. again it will display the value of 6, it becomes 5, p becomes 5. Now j is equal to 4, it means this condition becomes false. Then again slash n means cursor move to the next line. Again I increment by 1, it means it becomes 4. Then j start from 1, it displays 7. Then again increment 8, then again increment by 1, 9, then again increment 10. Similarly, when j becomes 5, then this condition becomes false, and what happens, that loop will be terminated, then it moves to the next line. So finally I becomes 5, finally this condition becomes true, and inner loop execute 5 times. It execute 5 times, it means it will start from 11, then 12, 13, 14 and 15. In that way it will complete the. So here the logic is different, is here the value we cannot print from j or I because the value is little bit different. So our logic is we have to declare another variables and initialize by 1 and increment plus by 1. So let's we execute the same program in Turbo C. So first we have to include 2 header files, and then in a main function here, instead of 2 counter variable, we will declare 1/3 variable with 1, and then for loop, the number of line we want to print 5, so I is equal to 1 to I less than 5. Inner loop will execute from 1 and it will end according to the value of I. Then it print the value of p, initially p assign is equal to 1. Then after number of time of iteration, p is increment by 1. After that, after printing a line, it will move the cursor to the next line, and in that way the loop will be executed. If I execute this program, see it display the Floyd left align triangle. So friends, this source code link I have given in this video description part. You can download this source code and do the practical in your laptop and desktop. So I hope friends you understood this logic of the Floyd triangle, and in this next video we will start the again left align triangle, but we'll print the characters. So that we'll see in the next video. So please friends, if you have any suggestions or a comment, please write down in the video comment parts, and also share this video with your friends and like this video, and for getting the updates of upcoming video, please subscribe this channel. Thank you very much.